As a 25-year-old student entering college for the first time, the uncertainty I felt from the individualistic culture I was about to enter was the opposite of how my past experience in the military operated. The culture I experienced in the military was collectivistic, as we all looked out for one another, grew close personal relationships with each other, and built a camaraderie amongst ourselves. College was a culture shock, as I was an out-group due to changes in pop culture, technology within the school, and having to gain a grasp on what is acceptable and unacceptable behavior as a day-to-day student in the year 2018. I began to form my social identity during the adjustment from the battlefield to the classroom. I felt like a member of my classes through interaction with students and faculty. Developing intercultural competencies was the most important concept for me as I made my transition. Gaining knowledge of what is appropriate in the classroom setting through passive observation and actively seeking out information of what college is like in the year 2018. Patience and perseverance aided that evolution of culture shock into adaptation. While I have learned a plethora of skills in the classroom, I was able to absorb many challenges and components of listening that I practice in my daily life outside of the classroom. I discovered that I am an analytical listener, as I always tend to seek out all the facts before gauging a situation. As a manager in my job, I am often a victim of rapid thought, as I am constantly thinking about what needs to get done faster than my brain can process that information into words. I have been able to combat this by writing things down as they come to me that I can go back and reference it later when I am multitasking. A poor listening habit that I constantly get called out for in my personal life is pseudo-listening, as I may be focused on something else while having a conversation with someone. In my job, we are required to comprehend the many types of listening. Silent listening through nonverbal communication is important when dealing with complaints from customers. Paraphrasing information relayed and empathizing with the customers often result in a more positive outcome when problem solving. Understanding which style is appropriate often depends on the customer and situation you find yourself in. If I decide to grow in management after college, I feel listening will be imperative to success of any business. Understanding the poor listening habits will help me be a better friend, husband, and father in the future as I become aware of when I am not paying attention to conversations or selectively choosing what information I want to hear. Gandhi once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And by gaining knowledge and communication, I believe people can cause real change in the cultures in which they live. Whether that change be in your job, personal relationships, or facing problems that present themselves, the tools learned in this class through culture, listening, nonverbal communication, conflict, and emotions have already caused an impact in my life both personally and professionally. Every great deed in the world has been the result of successful communication, as it allows for strong team building, clear expectations, and permits new ideas and innovation. And every bad deed has occurred due to a lack of communication through frustration, absence of understanding, lost production, and ultimately broken relationships. The future is ours, and by practicing good communication skills, we can be that change that we envision in our mind.